How you doing, everyone? My name is Jamin, and I want to do a story time this time. And it's about when my dad was ill and he accidentally spray painted his parents' car. Now, it wasn't bad, but you'll just have to see him. So, my dad, he was around, he was like 5 or 6 maybe 7, I'm not sure. But I know he was a little kid. And he was outside playing in the backyard. And the garage door was open, and he went in the garage just looking around. And his parents had bought a really, really nice white car. Like, it was all white. It was in pristine condition. It looked brand new, okay? So, my dad looked at the car, and he was looking on the workbench where they keep, like, their hammers, saws, paints, all that stuff. And he saw a can of spray paint, and the cap was white. So, he thought to himself, if he just did a little, like, spritz on the side of the car, no one would know. And he thought he was being so sneaky with it. The problem is, the cap was white, but the actual color for the spray paint was gray. He didn't look at the color, all he did was look at the cap. So he took the cap off, sprayed it, and there was this big, like, circle of gray on the white car. And he panicked. So he put the spray paint down, grabbed a rag, and tried to wipe it off, but all that did was smear the paint on the car. And he walked in, and apparently my grandma heard it because she was in the kitchen doing something, I don't know what. But all she heard was, and then my dad came in. And she heard that, looked outside, and saw the white car with the gray smudged all over it. And she looked at my dad and said, "What happened to the car?" My dad looked at her, dead serious, and said, "Nothing." He said nothing happened to the car. He was like, "Oh, nothing." And my grandma didn't have to raise her voice, didn't have to yell, didn't have to scold him. She just said, "Wait for your dad to get home. Wait in the living room for your dad to get home." So he goes to the living room, sits down on the couch, and sure enough, a little while later, his dad comes home. And he gets out of the car, he sees the white car, and he sees the paint, looks at it, storms in, looks to my grandma and says, "Where is he?" My grandma says he's in the living room. He turns, goes in the living room, looks at my dad, and goes, "What happened to the car?" And just like last time, my dad said nothing. Nothing happened to the car. My grandfather obviously did not believe him. Turned him around, spanked him, and sent him to his room. Yeah, so it was just a funny story that I thought that you guys might enjoy. But yeah, he never did that again, and I think he's learned from that day to actually look at the color and not just the cap of any spray paint. So yeah, that was my first story time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button, it really helps with the channel. Subscribe, and also share with your friends. And I'll see you all next time. Hey, do.